Hey Donald X, what is the story behind capitalism?
I'm looking at the secret histories while looking at the images and telling you what I can think of. And the secret history starts this story with this card that made your silvers be peddlers in your action phase. And somehow I thought that was the first part of capitalism when I wrote the secret history, which would be when I would have known the best. And that isn't part of my image. There is something related to that will show up for one of these other cards. So maybe that story will end up being told. But here, capitalism, and certainly this would be the first card called capitalism, though that's not really relevant. Capitalism starts with, so it's a project. There weren't always projects in Renaissance. For a while, there were states, and they were two-sided. And that story will be in another episode also. We'll cover that. But anyway, eventually there were projects, and I needed to come up with some, and tried a lot of things. And so here we have in your action phase, treasures are also actions, and you get +1 action first when playing one. And that ability is narrow, is going to be my guess why we haven't seen that. Because, while it can be very cool to play treasures with Black Market or Storyteller, it very often is not anything special, and you need the rest of the card to be making it interesting. So then the next card is, the only connection is that they both involve treasures and are called capitalism. The next card is when you play a treasure +1 coin, which I'm going to guess, because I have no memory of this, I'm going to guess just wasn't interesting enough. It's the kind of thing where playtesters will complain, oh, this makes me want to have a bunch of treasures in my deck is boring. So the next image mysteriously has no art. And so in the file, there must have been some day where I quickly tried out 5 new ideas and didn't put in art for them. And the other ones had new names, but this one I just ended up calling capitalism. So it could have easily had the capitalism art, but it didn't. That's the actual playtest card. No art capitalism. So this one is in your turns, actions with +2 or +3 in their text are also treasures. So now this is very similar to the final concept, and it just gets iterated on by first costing another coin and then working on any plus coin amounts. And capitalism was a super cool thing. It was something that people oohed and awed over a lot when the set debuted. And, in practice, there will be a lot of boards where there isn't a action with plus coins that you care about turning into a treasure. But still, it's very cool when it gets to do its trick. It's a star, really, of the projects, this, exciting, different thing to happen. The end.
Hey Bards, what do you have for us today?
Perhaps you've got illicit goods you're trying to import. This card's unhelpful even then, a buy of last resort. And in its place we've now procured a chest in which to store our weapons just in case we'll be preparing for a war. So don't expect to find it in your deck or in your hand. It won't be in the kingdom. On the contrary, it's banned.
Thank you, Saltroza, for that bootleg tribute to Contraband.